Okay, so I'm gonna give this a shot. Okay, and the dog's still back there. Okay, so assuming that I aired just like this means I didn't edit this video at all. And I've been wanting to do this, but I'm not really skilled with the YouTube and everything like that. So anyway, all that out the way. I'm Nicole. And like many people who might be watching this video, I am a fan of BTS. I actually became a fan of BTS probably November of 2017. So I'm kind of like a new K-pop fan, although I've been following K-pop for a while. But I just recently happened to discover BTS, who was recommended to me by a friend online when I said, hey, I would like to listen to more great K-pop. Sirens going by. I would like to find a new K-pop group to get into. You have any recommendations? And the first group she shouted out was, you have to check out BTS. And I was like, okay, I'll check out BTS. And so checked it out. First video I ever saw was Mic Drop. Loved it. Fell in love with them within the first 30 seconds. I was hooked. Like, seriously hooked. Like, they got me. Okay, so as I've been going through my little journey, and I've embraced the fact that I am an ARMY member now of BTS, and it kind of got me to thinking with, so many people who love BTS, and then I'm sure there's a couple of people who don't, because I've run into people who are just like, oh, K-pop, oh my God, K-pop. But I've been sitting here thinking about what is it that makes BTS stand out from every other K-pop group that I've listened to, and what's got them to the point that they are right now. So I'm going to share my personal theory, being as that I used to be a music major. I used to major in recording arts and sciences, and my previous goal was to be a sound engineer and hopefully be able to work with people like BTS, right? So this is my theory as to why I think they're doing so well. And mind you, it's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. But from what I gather, as I've been doing my research with BTS, because like I said, number one, let's just get the whole marketing thing out of the way. Number one, it's hard to get five guys to be handsome and talented and be able to sing, let alone 7. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, they're gorgeous. I mean, just flat out, just right off the rip, gorgeous. All of them are extremely talented. They sing, even the ones that you don't think can sing, that I didn't know that could sing till much later, like RM, for example, like Namjoon. I had no idea that he could sing as beautiful as he could sing. I feel like maybe this is something Big Hit is kind of sleeping on. We need to kind of explore that a little bit more. But, okay, so I'm getting back on track. So anyway, they're dancing. I could watch them on mute and watch them dance. I mean, they give some of these other dancers, professional dancers out there, a run for their money. They are perfect. I mean, their synchronicity is almost on point, if not so. And they're just a pleasure to watch. So getting all that aside, as I was digging more into the history and the behind of what, the members of BTS, what makes them tick, one of the things I think that makes them stand out from the other K-pop groups is that I understand that they go to a school, they go to a special school to learn to be K-pop idols, and they get put together as a little group, and they sign a contract, and they develop them, and they work with them, and that's the formula. But I think what makes BTS really work, is the fact that though they were put together in a similar way, I think what makes it work with, and it's been really lucky for Big Hit, is that this is a group of not just K-pop idols. These are a group of musicians, talented musicians. They produce their own music. I mean, I've already listened to RM's mixtape, Rap Monster mixtape that came out a couple of years ago. It's like one of my favorite mixtapes ever. Like, I absolutely love it. And I'm not a rap fan. Okay, so I don't really listen to rap music. So the fact that I love that mixtape speaks volumes, because I have like people as my witness, so don't do rap. and I absolutely love it. And in Sugar's mixtape, I've been really getting into. He goes by August D, and I love his mixtape too. Like, I mean, definitely, I would like to see these guys stay BTS for as long as possible. But I mean, the fact that they have these individual talents, Big Hit lets them explore those talents outside the group and maintain their individual creativity as well as within the group, I think is phenomenal. And then, like, everybody's talent that I've seen so far, they easily could stand alone, talent-wise. But, I mean, when you put them together, I mean, that's just something, like, I have no words for it. So, okay. So, you know, noticing that they produce their own stuff, they write their own stuff, they have, at least they have a hand in it. And, you know, a lot of them come from these different creative backgrounds. And then the other thing is that I noticed too is that, you know, they're just fun to watch. I mean, the fact that they have like a couple of YouTube channels where you get to see the behind the scenes and you get to see who they are as people. And so you get a better sense of who they are, which I think is important. I think that's an important part of a group's success, because people want to know what makes them tick. And also, I mean, like, I don't know if you ever saw them at the Billboard Awards when, you know, they got their award. It was for Best Social Artist. That's, I think it's Best Social Artist. And just to look on their faces, I mean, there's a difference between you come out and you're just like, yeah, I know, I'm this, I'm that. I was expecting it. This is really not a big deal. They are so humble. I mean, humble. I mean, just to watch them, I mean, just genuinely light up. Like, I mean, this was a really big deal for them. And I mean, I think they were still pinching themselves and saying, wow, like, I still can't believe this is happening to me, you know. And I mean, that endeared me to them, because that was a relatable experience. I mean, I'm sure everybody's had something that's happened to them that keeps them, you know, like, that's happened, that's just been mind-blowing, and they're still pinching themselves and they're still saying, oh my God, I can't believe that this happened. And it's happened for them. And I mean, that alone makes me feel like they deserve every bit of it. And so I'm trying to keep my thoughts straight, because I originally planned on writing this all out to keep it straight. I'm trying to keep it kind of short. So my last point is that I think is what's helping them, is helping them succeed. And they probably know that it is. They probably don't know. I don't know if they really care. My personal opinion about it. But I think what else is helping them is the fact that they're making enough money now that individually they could live on their own. And I've heard that a couple of times. I admire the fact that they choose to live together. Like, at this point, it's a choice. And I think that that actually is what's helping them, like, have that glue that holds that group together, where they're not, like, subtly drifting off. Like, not to say that they would do it intentionally if they were living on their own, but I think keeping them together, them staying together, and they're, you know, they view each other as brothers now. They're family. It's like an extended family at this point. That I feel like that's what is helping them. So, you know, I hope that it continues to work for them, however, as long as it's gonna work for them. You know, like I said, I'm like a really big fan. I don't know if the glare of my glasses is getting in the way, but anyway, I feel like it's working for them, and I'm sure there'll be more fans that are coming along. Like I said, I'm a huge fan, and I hope to be a huge fan for a long time. Maybe one day I'll look up and be able to see them live in concert. That would be a dream. But where I'm living, in Cleveland, I don't think that they're going to be coming to Cleveland. I hear they like to go to really big cities with really big arenas, and Cleveland's a pretty big city, but it's not as big as New York City. It's not as big as LA. You know, we kind of come across small town in comparison to that. But we have the Rock Hall. You know, we have stuff, you know, that they could come check out. But anyway, hope you liked the video. Hope you leave opinions at the bottom. Let me know what you think. Are you a new fan? Who's your bias? I have two biases. Like, you know, I know some people have no bias. Some people have one. Some people have multiples. I have two. So my main bias, my ultimate bias, of course, is, I don't know if you see on the back, is Rat Monster. Love him, love him, love him, love him. Okay. And my second bias is Jimin. So I don't know, maybe that's just because they remind me of two sides to myself or whatever. But anyway, thanks if you made it this far, thank you for being patient. And like I said, leave comments or suggestions. I don't do a whole lot of videos. Kind of weird for me. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and God bless.